Mother Duck said, "What the fuck are you doing? You're taking too long, you fucking cunt."
We're having duck for dinner. We're using the same introduction. Welcome everybody to another episode of Trailer Park this week.
Another episode? We haven't done one on here.
It's another episode of Trailer Park this week. Welcome everybody to Two's Company Three's a podcast. Another evening of a YouTube video right up and ready to go for you for the latest trailers that have hit the interwebs this week. My name is Dylan, and as always with my co-host
Mitchell. And stop what you're doing. Before we get into Trailer Park, make sure to whack that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notified for all of the things that we post on here. That is the biggest thing that you can do to help us out. Maybe even like that video. But we do also have our podcast.
That's right, podcast platforms, every single one of them. 2C3 Pod is available every Thursday morning. We have a brand new episode, but if you want to be there live while we record that episode, head to 2C3 Pod Live. Yes, during.
Wow.
Over on twitch.tv/2C3 Pod Live. Links are all down below if you want to get amongst that. But for now, Mitchell, we've got some trailer parks to look forward to.
Oh, see, I thought it was time to probably wrap this bad boy
Yeah,
up.
I
We've
mean,
been going for almost a minute. So
I
think,
know, a minute is a
it might
long
be-
time for people's attention spans.
It's true. So, oh, better suit my cousin wife. It's time to head on down to the trailer park. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Trailer Park, as Dylan said at the top of the show. This is where we're going to break down 3 of the hottest, freshest trailers that have hit the interwebs in the last week. And we're going to break them down with a clever little description that I write here. And then we're going to discuss whether or not we think it'll be a big summer blower or a big summer blunder.
That's
All
right. Let's rip and tear.
Oh, here we go with the first one.
Mortal Kombat.
It's finally here. As we draw closer and closer to the James Wan-produced blockbuster Mortal Kombat, we finally have a trailer. And what a trailer it is. The story follows MMA fighter Cole Young as he ventures to discover the meaning to his birthmark, gathering together Earth's greatest warriors to challenge the seemingly non-human warriors, all of the Outworld. Can they survive this deadly game of Mortal Kombat? This trailer seems intense, screams intensity, and has so much necessary violence. There is a chance this could be one of the greatest video game adaptations of all time. Written for the screen by veteran writer Dave Callahan, and making his screenwriting debut Greg Russo, not of Russo fame. This film gives us lofty expectations. Will it live up to the growing hype? Coming to cinemas April 15.
Originally, when we talked about the Mortal Kombat film for 2021, when it was first announced, we initially were under the understanding that this was being directed also by our boy James Wan.
Of course.
It is not. I'm going to give props here to director Simon McCoy. I'm not familiar with his work. However, from the trailer that we have seen,
Yes.
oh my god, this film looks absolutely magnificent. And the first point that I do want to make about this trailer before we move further into the actual review of the trailer, you made a point that could this be like the next best video game movie adaptation of all time? Are we at a point where Hollywood and cinema has finally realized that to make a good, faithful adaptation, you just actually utilize the source material from the games?
Yes.
And build upon that? Sonic was a bit of an exception because there's not much to go off.
Yes, that's
And
right.
that
Yeah.
still worked, you know, absolutely. And Detective Pikachu as well. That worked. But things prior to that, even the first Mortal Kombat movie, Paul W.S. Anderson, as campy and crazy as that was still pretty inherently Mortal Kombat. And that
Yes, absolutely.
drove the identity of how crazy this thing can really be. And even the movies, like Ed Boon, the creative director, I believe he is, of the Mortal Kombat video game franchise from day dot right up until now, has the original Goro puppetry head on a case at NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah.
So that's how appreciative and involved they are with this. The good thing about this as well that I've recognized, and this is where some video game adaptations lose their focus, I guess. A lot, and I always bring this back to Doom Annihilation as my example. Universal have the movie rights to the Doom franchise, but from 2004. They've only got like video game rights for certain things to appear in the movie that were relevant back then. That's why they couldn't use anything that's relevant to the modern games nowadays. However, NetherRealm Studios and the Mortal Kombat franchise is essentially underneath Warner Brothers. Primarily a film production company, essentially, publisher. So they've got all of the reins within the Mortal Kombat universe from start to finish to put whatever they want in this film. And it seems like the creators of this film have gone above and beyond to make this as faithful as it possibly could. And oh my god, it looks just bravo.
Yeah.
Like I've just There's the whole review right there. God damn it, this looks amazing.
I was going to say no more need be said, other than I was a big fan of the gratuitous violence, and you mentioned Simon McCoy. Do you know what other films he's done?
No, I'm not familiar.
It's his directing debut as well.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic.
So you've got a fresh writer, a fresh director, all with James Wan overseeing it all, pulling his little puppet strings, creepy puppet on Instagram. Yeah. No, big summer blowout, man. I cannot wait for this. We've been waiting a long time for this, and we're only a month and a half away now.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this in the podcast. Like, where's the trailer? Oh, wait. The next week. There it is.
Exactly.
And it doesn't look cheap. It looks actually big blockbuster. We've got some amazing names to this, but special shout out to Aussie owns Josh Lawson.
Oh, man.
Playing Kano.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
An actual Australian actor playing an Australian character. And he fits that role perfectly from the brief moments that we've seen in the trailer. I'm going to butcher his name. I do apologize, but Hiroyuki Sanada, who's like he was in Avengers Endgame that you'd probably most know him from. He was he was part of, I think it was the Yakuza scene. Where he's got the sword and he gets killed by Hawkeye.
Yes.
Anyway, he plays Scorpion in this film. And obviously, those who are fans of the Mortal Kombat franchise, this film essentially does show in the trailer that there is that Scorpion/Sub-Zero rivalry.
Yeah.
And Scorpion seems to return as that Netherrealm sort of spiritual figure getting revenge. So it's going to tell the Mortal Kombat story, but also the Scorpion and Sub-Zero story as well that you've got no idea about. Going from that look.
I'm
keen as hell. I don't know who Cole is, though. Brand new character to the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, can you tell who's a bigger fan? All right.
Yes, Mortal Kombat is looking magnificent.
Yes.
I praise the gods that this film is going to be great.
Praise the James Wan.
That's right.
All right. Now, moving on to the second one, we have Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, this one is a little bit of an old review, but at the same time, we've got our notes here, so shut up. All right. Zack Snyder's Justice League. This week's second trailer off the park is aimed exclusively at Dylan again, so I'm going to just tell you what I see because I understand none of it. Starting off with the new trailer for the soon-to-be-released miniseries, Zack Snyder's Justice League. The trailer begins with a dude screaming in the lightning, and then we see a city destroyed while somebody whispers sweet nothings in a narration. A big boob-shaped building falls off a cliff as I realize we're only 30 seconds in and I'm thoroughly confused. Oh, it's Batman. I know that one. And now some lady in a trench coat seems stressed while a dude who looks like the prisoner skin in Fortnite acts menacing. Lots of horsies run around as a spiky dude hits them. Not cool, man. Ben Affleck, I see you, dude. The quick flashes, pun intended, of some super people as they battle the spiky dude and seemingly Mother Nature. Everyone has their moments in this trailer so far, and then bam, Amy Adams in a cornfield. More montage of the super people fighting and being sad and shit as we end on F. Affleck saying, it will, it has to. Not quite sure what he means there, but oh shit, never mind, there's a sneaky Jared Leto Lego appearance at the end. There you go. Coming to HBO Max March 18.
That's right. So we've recently had a brand new trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he's still releasing all of these trailers in a very dark setting, in a very dark tone, like instead of like the hyper stylized, colorful sort of themes that we get with like the modern superhero films these days.
Like the Wonder Woman in particular.
That's right. But also the one thing in particular as well that kind of makes me a little bit hopeful for the actual theatrical release is that this isn't a 1:1 ratio.
Oh.
Like if you've watched, I'm guessing, have you watched the trailer? You have watched the trailer.
You just heard me describe everything beautifully.
Yes, but you recognize the aspect ratio.
Yeah.
It's a perfect square.
Yeah.
And it's not your 920 by 1080 or whatever, like your normal 16:9 aspect ratio, which is...
Or your rectangle.
Yeah, the rectangle for those layman's out there. But essentially, the trailers so far that we've got for this have all been in that old school TV box set kind of look. And I'm kind of hoping that the whole thing's going to be like that. But at the same time, as we talked about, as you mentioned, miniseries, we've now know that instead of being a miniseries, it's actually going to be the 4 hours condensed into a 4-hour feature-length film with a 10-minute intermission.
Exhausting,
yeah, but I'm down. I'm totally down.
Yeah.
Because, as much as I would love to see 4 separate episodes of this in the cinemas, because here in Australia, we're lucky enough that I'm hoping this will come to cinemas.
Well, we don't have HBO Max, so there is a chance.
That's right. This being condensed in a cinematic release gives me the impression that, we will get this here in cinemas in Australia, and it'll have that 10-minute intermission. It's not really showing us a whole like a whole great deal of additional content that we didn't already know, because the movie is already out, and obviously it's going to be having similar story beats, it's just with new like special effects added in, different story beats, more stuff that's been added back in off the cutting room floor from the original release that we did get.
Yeah.
But also the reshot at the very end of Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah.
So even though he only says like one sentence, and we've seen a few images, the thing that I pulled out that most of all is the voice. In Suicide Squad, Joker was like, in this trailer, he says, what does he say? We live in a society. You know, he speaks very proper, and then he goes, Batman. Like, it's a much more serious tone. And also, he doesn't have the tattoos anymore.
Yes.
The damaged tattoo. He doesn't look completely ridiculous anymore. He looks like this version of the Joker, and I'm super keen for that. So, it doesn't really give us much else that we didn't already know, but it's adding in the things that everybody initially wanted, and I think that's a good thing. We'll see what this actually turns out to be when it comes out very soon, but I'm a fan. I'm excited.
Of course you are. Big summer blowout for you, big summer blunder for me, because
I'll
just write at the thing. All right, let's get into the final one this week, and I know you thought he was jazzed up about Mortal Kombat and Justice League.
Strap yourselves in.
Oh, here we go. Fresh off the presses, we have Cruella. Here we find Disney doing Disney things. In the same vein as Maleficent from 2014, we now have another Disney live-action adaptation centering around the villain of one of their classic films. We have a tag team of Emmas as Stone and Thompson lead the way in this prequel story to the 101 Dalmatians villain. Not much to go on plot-wise, but we can assume this tells of the rise of the wicked black and white-haired one, and how she came to hate those pesky speckled dogs. If there is one thing I know from Disney, it's that they will have put their all into this, and Stone is always a delight to watch. So hey, keen? Coming to cinemas, not Disney Plus, 27th of May.
I really like Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Mark Strong, like everybody in this film so far.
Absolutely.
I watched the trailer 5 minutes before recording tonight because I was, I thought I'll just wait.
Of course.
I haven't seen 101 Dalmatians in a very long time, but all I know is that, is it Glenn Close? Who played Cruella de Vil in the original movie?
Yes.
My entire childhood, I fucking hated that actress because of the performance she had in that film, until I was old enough and dumb enough to realize, oh, wait a minute, it's just an actor. So I was like, you know what? She actually did a solid performance, which made me, as a child, hate her as a villain.
No, exactly.
And
that's
you know what?
Yeah.
If Emma Stone is anything to go by, she's a fantastic actress. She's been in magnificent things before, put on great performances.
Absolutely.
I think she'll do well. The only thing that this film is actually going to miss is the actual skinning of puppies.
Exactly, that's right. I was hoping for at least 80 of the puppies to be skinned.
That's right, because she ultimately wants to turn puppies into a jacket, people wear leather jackets all the time, but nobody ever really sees how they're made. Exactly. I was hoping to get, a puppy jacket made in this film, but Disney Plus, I don't think they're really going to do that.
Yeah, but you never know, because it's not going to Disney Plus straight away, so there might be a censored version later, and we will get the puppy skinning with that we require. But anyway, don't clip that. All right, so big summer blowout, I guess. I mean, I don't think either of us are rushing to see this one, but
honestly, if this comes out on Disney Plus, because I still have it for like WandaVision and the other sort of series that are coming out.
Stop making excuses. You love it.
Genuinely, I will watch, as I said, if this comes to Disney Plus, I'll be checking this out. But if this is at cinemas and there's other options that weekend, or for whatever reason I can't make it, I'm not going to rush to see this.
Yeah, no, totally fair. Yeah, I'm not in a rush either, but at the same time, it's nice to see a big film like this come into theaters. So,
absolutely,
All right. I think that'll do.
That's been our trailer park for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button down there in YouTube. Help the algorithm out a lot.
Ding.
But also, make sure you find us on all the podcast platforms. They are
Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube.
Big Summer Blowout. We've got new videos here every single week, clips from our podcast, the whole podcast, and this as well whenever we've got some big trailers to talk about. But if you want to interact with us live, as we said at the top of the episode, link down below, twitch.tv/2C3pod live.
Yes, absolutely. Come and interact with us. Come and have some fun. Every single Thursday there is a new podcast episode released to all of those platforms we mentioned. But anyway, I think that'll just about wrap us up.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Dylan, and as always with my co-host
Mitchell. And do not forget, we are Two's Company,
and you are the podcast.